Mike here from Real Lounge Entertainment, and here we are, day 5 of 25 Days of Christmas Horrors. In today's movie, the 1984 classic, Gremlins. Gremlins has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, a runtime of 1 hour and 47 minutes, and is rated PG. Now, I know most of you have probably actually seen this movie, but there's some of you who haven't. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into Gremlins. This movie centers around a young man named Billy. His father bought him a Christmas present from Chinatown. That present is a mogwai, some sort of weird creature. I don't know, but isn't this the cutest little thing you've ever seen? His name is Gizmo. Probably the cutest creature ever put on film ever in the history of movies. Now, the mogwai have 3 very important rules. Number 1, they hate bright lights. In fact, sunlight will kill them. Number 2, they hate water. Don't get them wet. And number 3, the most important rule, never feed them after midnight. And now with that, we have the obvious question. Midnight here? Midnight in China where they're from? Does daylight savings count? When can I start feeding them again?
Please, sir, I want some more.
No.
Shucks.
So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about the rules? Which rules make sense to you? We get introduced to many characters in this movie. Mrs. Deagle, the local witch, and I don't mean that with a W. Kate, the romance of the movie. Pete, the neighbor kid. The patriotic neighbor, Mr. Futterman. A really sweet mom, and a good-intentioned dad who happens to be an inventor. Well, of course, they can't keep up with the rules, and he gets Gizmo wet, and he multiplies. All right, let's see what happens when we get wet. Whew. Then we break the no-no rule and feed them after midnight. They turn into cocoons, and when the cocoons hatch, they're monstrous little gremlins. These gremlins start destroying town and killing everyone around. And then they even multiply even more, making even more gremlins. But Billy and Kate are able to lock them all into a movie theater and blow it all up, killing all of them, except for Stripe. He's the one with the mohawk. Isn't he cool? Then we get to the final showdown in the store. Billy and Kate end up killing Stripe with super bright sunlight. Yes, it's a very gruesome death for a PG movie. But that's because PG-13 didn't exist at the time. In fact, this movie and Temple of Doom were 2 movies that helped make the ratings change and add a PG-13. Not bad enough to be R, too gruesome to be PG. Makes sense, right? So then they go back home, and the old man from Chinatown at the beginning comes back and takes Gizmo with him. You guys aren't ready. And I agree with them. They're not. And that's it. That's the end of the movie. There are a few standout scenes I always remember from this movie. Kate's haunting story of Christmas when her dad died coming down the chimney dressed as Santa. Damn, that got really dark. The other one I always remember is Billy's mom being the real hero of this movie. She went to town on those gremlins, using a blender to kill one, stabbing one, and I think she overdid one in the microwave.
What? They exploded? It said 1 minute on the package.
And I've always enjoyed the side story of the dad and his inventions. They never seem to work. They're always in the background. He's always at shows. He's always trying to pawn them off on people. I just get a kick out of every time. So what do I give Gremlins? 4.5 out of 5. This movie has aged like a fine wine. The special effects still look amazing. The story moves seamlessly. It's dark in a good way, but also has really funny moments that make this very enjoyable. And this movie was super successful at the box office. So, of course, a whole bunch of copycat movies came out after this. Look what this movie did to us. As for weaknesses, Kate's story does get pretty dark and does dampen the mood a little bit, especially for younger audiences. And that's exactly who they advertised this movie for. And it really shouldn't have. It's too dark for really young kids. But they didn't let parents know that at the time. So I love this movie. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go see it. I mean, it's been 40 years. Come on, what's taking so long? So thanks for watching day 5 of 25 Days of Christmas Horrors. Join us tomorrow as we build a snowman and see if he comes to life.